He says that public office is a public trust. It is not just a code for him, but a lifetime philosophy. Live with courage, integrity, and rare moral clarity. Today, we are deeply honored to host a man whose name has become synonymous to justice, accountability, and fearless truth. Justice Santosh Hegde, sir. So, welcome on the Billion Star Podcast by Ya Zehra Trust. We are so honored to have you.
Thank you.
I would fall short of words, but it's my duty and honor to introduce to you formally to our audience. The list is long, but I'll try and see how best I can do justice to your accomplishments. So, Niti Santosh Hegde, sir, born on 16th of June 1940, is a former judge of the Supreme Court of India, former Solicitor General of India, and was Lokayukta Ombudsman for Karnataka state from in India from 2006 to 2011. Of course, born in a village, Nitte village in Karnataka Taluk, Dakshina Kannada district, which is now part of Udupi. Did most of his school education at St. Aloysius School, Mangalore, and moved to Madras Christian College. Did an intermediate from St. Joseph's College, Bangalore, and BSc degree from Central College, Bangalore too. Uh, Received his law degree from Government Law College, Bangalore, which is now University Law College. Joined the Bar Council of India in January 1966. Appointed as an Advocate General in February 1984. Designated as Senior Advocate in May 1984 and continued as an Advocate General from 1984 to 1988. Appointed as an Additional Solicitor General of India in November 1989 and held the office for 11 months. Thereafter, continued practice in the Supreme Court. Appointed as the Solicitor General of India in 1998. Appointed directly from the bar as the Judge of Supreme Court of India in 1999. Conferred the Honorary Doctorate of Law by the University of Mangalore, February 2005. Retired as the Judge of Supreme Court in June 2005. Appointed on 6th July 2005 as a chairperson, Telecom Dispute Settlement Tribunal, New Delhi, and appointed as the Lokayukta of Karnataka state from 3rd August 2006 for a term of 5 years under the provisions of Karnataka Lokayukta Act 1984. Represented state of Mysore University in hockey and cricket too, sir. And yes, at the time when power often silenced truth, Justice Santosh Hegde spoke louder. He shook systems, exposed corruptions at the highest levels, and reminded the nation that no one is above the law. He reports didn't just make headlines, they restored public faith. What makes Justice Hegde extraordinary is not just his position or accolades, but his unwavering belief in integrity is non-negotiable. He has often said that character matters more than convenience and that democracy survives only when citizens and the institution acts responsibly. Today, conversations is not just about law or governance, it's about values, courage, ethical leadership, and what it truly means to serve the nation. Sir, uh, Justice Santosh Hegde, sir, welcome to the podcast, the
Thank
Billion
you.
Star Podcast by Ya Zehra Trust. It's going to be a privilege to learn from you. I'm a bit nervous actually, but also gives me the strength that I'm talking to somebody who has the highest level of integrity, and we all look up to you, sir. We would invite the representative of Ya Zehra Trust to honor you with a bouquet of flower so that we start this integration with you. We welcome Manzoor Bhai to please honor sir with a bouquet of flowers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Manzoor Bhai, for coming in here. Sir, I read about you. I was doing a little bit of research, of course. Uh, we would like to hear from your good self. How has been your childhood and what has been your journey till you took over the reins of Lokayukta, sir?
I was the third child in a family which had 6 children in 7 years.
Wow.
Uh, retired, as you read out now, and all, I became the chairman of the Telecommunication Disputes Appellate Tribunal, which was a tenure for 3 years. But when I completed 1 year, I got a call from the Chief Minister of Karnataka to take over as Lokayukta Karnataka. Now, this particular institution was created when I was the Advocate General of Karnataka. So I knew the do's and don'ts of that institution, as well as how good and necessary it is for the benefit of the state of Karnataka in its development.
Yes.
So I resigned that post in the Telecommunication Disputes Appellate Tribunal and took over the job of Lokayukta. And in my career, I feel this is the best post that I have held and most satisfying one. And not monetarily, because it's the same as any other post I held and all, but I could do something to the society as well as to the state in trying to fight out corruption and trying to help out people who are denied legitimate benefits from the government for various reasons. It could be greed or it could be other reasons. Then if you have to go to court, it takes a long, long time apart from the expenses involved in it and all. Whereas in Lokayukta, we could complete the investigation within few days or months. Superintendent of Police. The actual investigation is done by a police officer who is deputed to the Lokayukta police force, and there's Lokayukta only supervises and sees the do's and don'ts of the investigation part of it and all. And he also happened to have the right to write their confidential records of the annual confidential records of the police officers. So he has some control over the police officers who are investigating. So if a Lokayukta is good and honest, then he can use that power for good of the state and all. That's how it worked when I was there. I actually followed Mr. Justice N. Venkatachala, who really, for the first time in the history of Karnataka Lokayukta, showed to the people of Karnataka that there is an institution called Lokayukta,
Wow.
which would fight against corruption and against maladministration. And I only followed what he did, but I got more opportunities than he got, I suppose, the thing. Uh, the Lokayukta came into force in 1984. The institution came into force in 84. But I would say rather sadly, the first Lokayukta came from Punjab. I'm not a regional person, and Punjab is my in-laws' place, and all.
Wow.
So I wouldn't be sorry that a man came from Punjab. But the Lok Ayukt means people's representative, people's officer.
People's officer.
So
Yes.
he should be a person who could communicate with the local people. Otherwise it's of no use. It's like any other office. Don't go to the superior head of the department. They say, no, you go to another department, and like that and all. Here he's supposed to interact with the people, make the people understand what the law is, and try to find out their difficulties and try to solve the problem with it. But with the man from Punjab, he may be a very good judge, but he cannot interact with the local people. So whenever they came to the Lokayukta, he would say, no, I can't see. You go to Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, like that and all. So some reason or other, Lokayukta were never came into the mind of local people in Karnataka, the thing. So was the second Lokayukta who came from West Bengal and all. The third Lokayukta was a Kannada man, but he was suffering from cancer when he moved into the thing, and also he couldn't do much either. Then the fourth Lokayukta was N. Venkatachala, who really did a wonderful job to show to the people of Karnataka and outsiders also what a Lokayukta can really do. And I only came as a fifth person, and I also could do the same thing which Mr. N. Venkatachala did. But there was one difference between him and me. Is he personally went on raids, and which could be shown in the television, TVs, and other media. So people were really, really happy that here is a law officer who goes into the seen and gets people caught
Yes.
while taking bribe and so and so forth. Whereas I had a different opinion. According to me, as I mentioned earlier, it's only the police who could do the work, and Lokayukta cannot do that work. And all in that background, I did not go on visits myself with the thing. And but at that point of time, the media came to me and said, you should do what exactly your predecessor has done. Get out from your air-conditioned room and go with the police and do the thing. And I said, I won't be able to do that. That's my understanding of law. Then they even told me, if that be so, you quit and go back to Delhi from where you
The
came.
media?
Yeah, the media told me that
Okay.
at that point of time. But I didn't answer that question, but continued. But then I showed to the people of Karnataka what can be done and which could be continued from Mr. N. Venkatachala's time with the thing. And I had the opportunity of filing cases against 3 chief ministers of Karnataka, one from Congress, one from mainly because the officers I had, be it in the police department and the other departments, so heading the departments of Lokayukta, they were wonderful officers. They did fantastic job. It's only they wanted some support from the head of the department, that's me, in the efforts they put in, which I supported them fully. To just give you one example, at one point of time, Lokayukta had seized 99 lorries in a place called Ankola, which was carrying illegal iron ore and overloaded in trucks. We seized that, and all the mineral were put in a port called Bellary port. Thing. And within 3 months, when we went to see the port and the mineral stock there was not a grain left in there. Everything was stolen, running to lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of tons and valued at more than crores and crores of rupees and the thing. When we asked the port officer what happened, he said huge waves came from the sea and took all the minerals to the sea. But in reality, it was stolen by big, big companies. I don't want to name them in very big companies and all, against which we filed charge sheets and were pursuing the case. In that background, one day, one minister of the Karnataka government went to Karwar, where the activities of Bellary port was taking place, and contacted an officer of the Lokayukta there and told him to come and meet him. The officer said, where are you staying? Asked him, where are you staying? He mentioned the name and the address. He said, no, I can't come to the place because the address, the property belongs to a person against whom we have filed a charge sheet for stealing the iron ore mine from the Bellary port. Therefore, I won't be able to come. You come to some government office and call me. I'll come and meet you. So he got angry, minister. He called the chief secretary over the telephone and kept that officer under suspension.
My God.
That officer called me and told me that this is what has exactly happened and all. And I spoke to the chief secretary. The chief secretary said he made a mistake, but it has happened now. He can't reverse the clock back. So he asked me to tell the officer to go to court of law. I said whether he should go to court of law or not, I think I know a little better than what you know. I will do what I should do and all. I immediately sat down and wrote a letter to the governor saying resigning from my post, stating that if I can't protect an officer who's serving with me, I don't deserve to be sitting in this post and all. And I sent everything. Fortunately for me and maybe for the state also, that governor was an appointee of the Congress. And the government in Karnataka was BJP. So he didn't accept my resignation. It was kept. A lot of pressure was brought on me not to withdraw the resignation. I said I will not withdraw the resignation. Then I got a call from Mr. Lal Krishna Advani, who was the Home Minister at that point of time at the central government. And he called me by my first name, Santosh, because I was his lawyer during emergency.
Wow.
He was in retinue in Bangalore. He, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Madhu Dandavate, S.N. Mishra, all members of parliament from the opposition we came to Bangalore to attend the assembly committee meeting, and they were arrested in Bangalore on the 25th of June 1975 because emergency was declared. Then some other lawyer was appearing. He was also arrested. So I took over the matter and I was with them till 1977 until the emergency was lifted. So Mr. Advani was the very well known to me and all. So he asked me to withdraw the resignation. I said, no, sir, I can't do that. Unless, of course, the officer's suspension is withdrawn. He said, I will speak to the chief minister, who was Mr. Yediyurappa at that point of time. And Yediyurappa came to my house saying that I have instructed the withdrawal of the resignation, and you also should withdraw. I withdrew my resignation. Thank God, because of that withdrawal of resignation, I could give the mining report.
Wow.
Otherwise, my mining report would not have come out.
And
So this is my background. But one thing I must mention about my family thing is, we are not from a rich family, but we are not from a poor family either. And the father gave us a good education and looked after us well from his income. But one thing he told us always was, when you become old, or rather grow up, you should not stay in the same house. You should not do business together. You should not buy property together. Now, we have very strictly followed that. And two of my siblings, one brother and a sister, in the United States, one in north of North America, one in south of South America, like Houston and California, they're there and all. And I have one widowed sister in Mangalore who stays in an apartment. Her husband was a vice president of Gulf Airways. In Bahrain, they were staying. And I have another brother who is the chancellor of Nitte University. He's got 34 educational institutions, but we have no connection financially with each other.
Wow.
And we have remained independent of that, but our blood relationship is extremely good. So therefore, our mental peace is there between the siblings, and we love to spend some time together without discussing anything about the financial matters. This is my life, which I have grown.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. I mean, is that the legacy that you want to carry forward with what your father had? You said that he was also
because he was so influential in our growth. He laid down the route for us to pass through and all. He was a public prosecutor. He was a member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha. He was a representative of India in United Nations.
Wow.
Later on, he became a High Court judge and first High Court Chief Justice of Delhi High Court. Then he went to Supreme Court. Then he resigned from Supreme Court because he was superseded by Mrs. Gandhi, because his judgment was against the Congress party or the government of the day. So he resigned and came and contested the election, lost the election. First election he won, became Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Second round he lost. We children were against him contesting the elections and all, but then he said, no, this is my decision and all. But thereafter he settled down in a small house in that Nitte village I told you.
Yes.
It's a small village. He and my mother, they lived in a 2-room house.
Okay.
A retired Supreme Court judge. He didn't stay in Bangalore or in Delhi. He started arbitration or thing. He didn't do that and all. But he went into politics. He knew the end has come for him in politics. He settled down there. He always told us, be happy with what.
Ultimately.
That is the thing. And none of us, except I don't know about my brother who's got a deemed university. I'm sure he also follows it very strictly. Since I have not gone into his internal affairs of the finance, and I don't want to say anything more than that, except that I know he is honest to the thing.
Amazing, sir. So this, when you actually look at it, you have seen the era pre-independence. You have seen the British Raj. You have seen what has happened during the time of independence, how our constitution came into practice. It's very hard to find people like you who are so fearless.
There must be many people, but they don't get a chance to come before a mic and speak.
All right. We hope this could be a platform where people can actually come forward and talk. But you paved that path, sir, where people could look at a man and say that this guy can never go wrong. I can go to Santosh Hegde and tell him what I'm going through and tell him my sufferings, tell him what has happened to us. And he would be the person who would solve my problem. He would give me justice. So that is the aura, that is the personality that people look up to you. But having we seeing from the perspective of, I mean, I come from a family where My father was a government servant, and he wanted me. He was an engineer. He wanted me to be an engineer. Likewise, your father was a lawyer, and you also
Only
took
one
the
of
same
us
path.
became a lawyer.
Yes,
I was actually in medical college. I gave up
really.
college and came to law.
You would have become a doctor then.
That
Was it by choice, or how
my
was it?
mother wanted me to become a doctor,
Okay,
but then there is again a thing, I'm old 2 year intermediate student from
okay,
56 to 58. Then in 58 they changed that system into 1 year PUC, and after 1 year PUC they would go to the pre-professional course, from where they go to the various medical engineering professional courses.
back then.
Yeah, but I, as a say intermediate student, second year intermediate student, that is 2 years after SSLC, we used to go to medical colleges and engineering colleges. But this thing between that my first year intermediate and 2 year intermediate, this new system came. So I had to go back to 1 year system and
Okay,
all. So then I didn't get seat because their marking system was different. They used to get 90s, we used to get 60s. 60 was enough to get a medical seat. But then I didn't get a seat. So I did my 2 year BSc. Then I got a seat in medical college, but then I had to go back to the pre-UC level. So I lost so many years in between, 2 years BSc, 1 year pre-professional course. When I was in the pre-professional course in Bangalore Medical College, they saying, uh, uh, I felt my classmates were too young. And that's a very, very sensitive age. So I told my parents, I don't think I can continue like this. After this, I have to do 5 year MBBS. Then you do some post-graduation. That will be too much of a thing. And by the time I enter the profession, I'll be 30 years old. And then I think father was waiting one of the children to become a lawyer. So he said, well, you have done BSc, why don't you do law? He also told me at that point of time I was playing hockey, saying for the state of my Karnataka and University of Karnataka.
likewise, sir.
Yeah, and hockey was a evening game only.
Yes.
So my father said today law is a part-time course in the morning, 7:30 to 10 o'clock. You finish that evening, you can play hockey and all.
Wow.
That really made me feel, yeah, I think I should do that. So I came accidentally to law education. But after finishing, I had to go to the profession because there was no way out in the thing. Anyway, I have no regrets and all. I love the profession. I've been a lawyer. I've been a law officer, like Advocate General, Additional Solicitor General, Solicitor General of India, then a judge too. Though I was not very keen on becoming a judge, my mother was keen. I had lost my father when I became a judge. Anyway, I have no regrets in my professional life. One thing is, as a Lokayukta, I got the opportunity of showing to people that what an honest man can do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And imagine 3 chief ministers being sought to be prosecuted. Of course, none of them went to jail except one judge went. Chief minister went for 24 days. The thing.
So this path of yours, being a lawyer, then going to the rank of being called a justice, serving the Supreme Court, and also being honored as a doctorate from your Mangalore University.
No. I had 5 doctorates.
Wow, 5 doctorates.
Mangalore University, Tumkur University, Law University, Dharwad, then Alliance University, and one more university. Altogether 5 doctorates and 1 Nadoja from Hampi University.
And which of these do you cherish the most, sir? What does it mean to you?
It just it means nothing, because
Really?
there's a judgment of the Supreme Court which says these doctors, which is honorary and Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Bharat Ratna, cannot be used before the name.
It cannot be used?
Cannot be used before the name because it becomes a title if you use it before the name. It can be used only after the name as a Bharat Ratna awardee, a Padma Shri awardee, or an honorary doctorate from so-and-so university can put it, but not Dr. Mr. So-and-so, Padma Shri Mr. So-and-so, Padma Bhushan or what you can't use it. That's the judgment of the Supreme Court, which is a law under Article 141 of the Constitution of India. See, that is the reason you look at my visiting card and letter pad, I don't use the word justice. I say N. Santosh Hegde, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, former Lokayukta Karnataka. I never use the word justice because as a person who was supposed to tell, and in that case, I appeared for appeared in the case as a amicus curiae, that is a lawyer for the judges. appear and help the court to arrive at this conclusion. So I don't use that title anymore after the judgment of the Supreme Court. But people do address me as justice. I don't prevent them from doing that.
Wow. And that shows, the simplicity towards not being too attached to the worldly designations and titles, but towards working for the purpose that you are standing there
I'm
for.
proud that I got these honorary doctorates and this thing. But since my understanding of law is that the Supreme Court judgment prevents people from using these the doctorates, which is honorary doctorates, I feel that I shouldn't use it to the thing. Whereas a person who acquires a doctorate in PhD, he can use it.
He can use it.
And the exception made in that judgment is the military officials who are holding the rank, any rank, they can use it after retirement also. That means only they can do it.
They can do it.
Nobody else can do it.
Wow, that's a Supreme Court judgment.
Yeah, that's a Supreme Court judgment. So you can see I'll show it to you. I'll show it right now. I didn't bring it because I want to show it to you.
So nice
It's
of
in my
you.
wallet.
Yes. It's my honor, sir, to receive your. Well, this is, I'm privileged to have this card by Santosh Hegde, Sirji. And yes, indeed, the simplicity shows he's not bound by any titles, he's not bound by any awards to prove what this man is capable of, the man who has done justice to many people around India and serving the nation even till this age. I remember, sir, visiting your office a week ago, and sir had his calendar packed. Even at this age, every day you're traveling, every day you're meeting new people. What keeps you going?
Well, my experience in the Lokayukta has totally changed my outlook towards the society and outlook towards my own retirement. I've retired, I'm 86 years old, but I've been to 1,860 educational institutions. 1,860 educational institutions as of yesterday.
Wow.
Only to tell the youth to grow without a disease called greed and with a value called humanism.
A disease called greed.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is, going to be a great lesson for all of us. So the entire purpose of having you here with us is to tell the nation, tell the people who are watching us live today, and it is going to be on record for, people to even get back and learn something which unfortunately during our times it was restricted to a moral science class in our school days, and the moral values, probably how you have been blessed with those values from your family and
also moral science from class.
Yes.
Apart from my parents, during my time I had moral science right up to my intermediate thing. But today it's not there. Because what is the use of moral science? It doesn't allow you to be, rather make you to earn more money. Because more money is earned illegally these days than the legitimate money.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So this is technically a disease that you call, which is greed. Has this come into you out of wisdom of an experience of where you have reached
Apart
already?
from what I learned from my father,
Yes, sir.
he said only legitimately earned wealth should be there of yours, and there should not be anything illegal. He, as I told you, as a retired judge of the Supreme Court, his salary was 4,000 rupees. 1977.
Wow.
And after retirement, he stayed in the village where my mother was born, Nitte, in a two-room house, the thing. Now, I'm not trying to focus on my thing and to tell the people, but there is a lesson behind that and all. I did not take 1 rupee which was allotted to me as a legal tender. For example, I got many awards. with the awards, the money was given, lakhs and lakhs of rupees are given.
Wow.
I didn't keep it. I gave it to Jayadeva Institute of Cardiology. I gave it to Nimans. I gave it to Kidney Hospital. I gave to Tata Memorial Cancer Hospital, nearly 5 lakhs of rupees. Like that, I gave every money to. Adi Chinchanigiri Swamiji gave me 51,000 with the title of Adi Chinchanigiri Chuncha Shri. I accepted the title, but I didn't take the money with the thing and all. Now, one institution gave me 1 crore.
Wow.
I didn't touch it. I told them, I'll take it if you're rather, I'll mention an institution, you'll give it to them. Otherwise, I don't want it. Thing. They said, yeah, you name the institution. Then there was a little confusion. Who shall I give it to? Because tomorrow they should not say, I gave 1 crore rupees in check and ask them to give 50 lakhs to me and all in cash. And all.
Fair enough.
So I chose Indian Army because I can't do this game.
Wow.
So I gave it to the Indian Army Retired Soldiers Welfare Fund, which every year sends me the entire proceedings of that committee and to whom it is given and what purpose it is given and all. I feel so happy about it. 1 crore that I've given it to the Indian Army. I'm, people may saying this chap is blowing his own trumpet. Yeah, I'm blowing my trumpet because there is a lesson to be learned. And that's why when I go to schools and colleges, I tell them this is what I have done.
So this is, a very, very big thing, sir, when you detach yourself to monetary gains, when you detach yourselves to the worldly accomplishments. As you rightly mentioned, the unfortunate reason why people get into corruption, why people choose wrong ways of earning money, illegitimate ways to earning money. What is the solution for it? Because you spoke about greed being a disease, and unfortunately in today's world, I mean, I'm sure most of the youngsters are also watching us. They're so hooked on to quick fame and money, which is only the driving force for them, and not the society welfare, not the upliftment of the country, not being pride, not bringing pride to their community or city or wherever they come from. What do you think is missing in society today, sir?
The most important factor that is lost in the society today is content.
Well said.
Contentment, it also can be correlated with greed. Contentment means being happy with what you legitimately earn or whatever your fate has brought in for you. You may not be born with 2 legs and 2 hands and everything, but then people live with that, with their happiness and everything and all.
Yes.
But today, at least in regard to the wealth that you are trying to make and all, there is no holds barred. Let me give you, your listeners, to understand what is the growth of greed in this country. In 80s and 90s, the 2 scams were there. Commonwealth Games. One scam in Commonwealth Games, country lost 70,000 crores.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where to look for it and all. You can reconfirm it and all.
Yeah.
Then a scam called 2G, 1,76,000 crores.
Not just crores, but in lakhs of crores.
Lakhs of crores. Then comes a scam which is Colgate, coal scam, 1,86,000 crores. You go to Google, mention the names which I mentioned right now, and you'll get the figure.
Yeah.
Now, what is the effect of this? If one scam, you lose so much. If you put all the scams that have taken place and the money lost in those scams, how much will it be? The answer is given none other than by a former Prime Minister of India, late Rajiv Gandhi, in 1985. In his public speech in Mysore, he said, out of 1 rupee government gave for development, only 15 paise reaches the target. In 85, we are in 2025. Today, out of 100 rupees, will 15 paise reach? All of us have read in the papers, one political party is accusing another political party of 40% government.
Yeah.
Meaning thereby, you take 40% of a contract as a bribe.
My God.
That the very accusing the fora, that is the Contractors Association, Karnataka,
Yes.
accused that the government, the previous government, that you are 40%. Now they are accusing the present government, which is a different political party, you are 60% corrupt and all. If it is true, which I believe it to be so, how much money goes for development? Imagine a bridge is being constructed for 1 crore. 60% goes bribe. What is left is 40 lakhs. Then the contractor has to keep something for himself. Let's say he keeps 10 lakhs. So what is left is 30 lakhs. Then every time a bill is prepared, he has to pay to those people. Then how much money is left for the billing contract? See the roads that are constructed, and we talk regularly about potholes in the thing.
Yes.
Look at the buildings that are constructed in the thing. What is the development we are talking about? All because of the fact that people are so greedy, the thing. Now, it's not one person taking and it ends there. There's a line of people who are standing there to take. Why do you think people come to the profession? They pay money and come. Every post they pay money and come. And actually the amount they pay in the lower strata, if you keep it in the bank, that will fetch more interest than their salary. But then they want not the salary. There's something else is there. That's the reason it's happening there. Now, this is mainly because of the fact you don't have contentment, but contra, you have what is called a greed. Now, if we have controlled greed, then I think we could develop into one of the greatest countries in this world. And our elders did that. But today we have, because it's free, money is freely available in that line. If you are greedy, you go to get a government job, you are there to make money.
Unfortunately, that's
the situation. You want nobody is bothered about the future of the country. Nobody is bothered about the future of the citizen in this country who has no means of doing these illegal acts and all.
They're forced to, because the system is corrupt.
And this is a change that has taken place after 50s. Earlier, I've seen people who are very honest, and a public servant, they knew their responsibility. They knew they are sitting in that chair to help people out there and all. Maybe 1%, 2% were corrupt and all, but not like this. Today, it is the other way around.
The reverse. What could be the solution for this, sir?
The only way there is no medication for greed.
There is no medication for greed.
They are not afraid of law. More so in the present legal system that we have. We have multiple fora in the legal system: trial court, first appeal court, second appeal court, revision court, high court, supreme court. The thing. So people are not afraid of law. If you lose in the first court, they go to the second court, third court, fourth court, high court, supreme court. It takes 50 years before your final judgment comes from the supreme court. What is the result of such a judgment? We had a saying in English, justice delayed is justice, hurried is justice delayed and all. Sorry, justice hurried is justice buried. Now they have a contra thing, justice hurried is justice buried.
I got it.
Because it takes so much of time. And the system has to change. There is a system available in America, there are only 2 courts are there.
Yes.
I have openly spoken that let us have that system. Only 2 courts, first and the second. Think of the days when we used to have panchayat courts. Under the tree, an elderly man used to sit and decide. There was no appeal court. There was the end of the matter. How do you know Supreme Court does justice? They are also human beings only. They don't come from the heaven. Or any higher court for that matter. So I think we got to have one appeal court and one trial court and change the system, but nobody wants to do it because it has its own rights and wrongs.
So, as you rightly said, sir, we as a youth of the country are so engrossed in our careers, are so engrossed in our family matters, and for us, politics is dirty. Politics is a dirty man's game. Nobody from a middle class family, nobody from a earning class family wants to get into and clean the dirt of our country. I'm not saying that everybody is corrupt, but then even the person who wants to stand up and do something good is pulled down.
Correct.
Yeah. So, what is the message that people of our country watching today, maybe not immediate, but as you rightly said, that the journey from from a village of Niti to coming to a place, being the head of Supreme Court, to managing Lokayukta, and taking corruption head on, that has probably because of your engraved value system that you have. What is that message that our youth watching today should follow?
Every school and college I go to, I visit,
Yeah.
my message is develop an attitude of contentment with what you legitimately have. If you have the necessary thing, try hard, earn more, get promoted, go to higher post, but exercise your power strictly according to law and be happy with what you legitimately earn. That should be the thing. That is contentment. And another one is a social value, that is humanism. We are not born human beings. There is no species.
Beings.
Yeah, there is no species called human beings. We are born to a species called Homo sapiens in science and all. Now, Homo sapiens has nothing to do with honesty and other things. It's a blood relation. This thing.
Yes.
Now, this thing is be a person who can exercise the power given to him for the benefit of the people and the country. Then you are a perfect human being. Now, my message to the youth, apart from inculcating contentment and humanism, if you have money to look after yourself, join politics.
Wow.
Don't join politics to make money. Make it a clean administration job. People will respect you. People will come to you for help. Help only those people who have been deprived his legitimate right. Not because he's a relative, not because you're a friend and influence them to get a job and no, that thing. Similarly, any job you go to, see whether you can earn legitimately what you require. Don't go there, then try to fix it on with the corruption and other factors. These are the two values. One is a humanism is necessary because if you want peace and solidarity in the society, you require humanism. I'll give you one example.
Sure, please.
In 2011,
Yeah.
When I retired from Lokayukta, ZTV invited me to give an award to a lady. And I inquired about the purpose for which it is given. The purpose was her son was riding a motorcycle. And in the outskirts of Bangalore, near Yeshwanthpur, a lorry came from the back with a punctured tire, went over his body. The body became two pieces, but he was still alive.
Really?
There were a number of people who were taking video and pictures and all. He asked them for a little water. Nobody gave. The ambulance came. They picked the two pieces of body, put it in the ambulance, and he was still alive. And he told the ambulance staff, please tell the doctors to donate my eyes. Look at this contradiction in terms, This is not a made-up story because ZTV chose that person's mother to give a posthumous award to that person. And they invited me to give that award to that lady. Now, this has come in all the papers, next day papers it has come and all. Now, what is that? What sort of a human beings are we? So many people, they know he is dying. A little water, of course they may not carry water, but today many people carry water, but the rest they take, nobody had it. They can go to the nearest shop, nearest house, ask for a glass of water, anybody would have given it. But you don't want to be involved with the man who's dying because their argument is, I've heard it from many people, that police will involve us as witness and all. But you don't want to help a person because you're involved as a witness. First of all, that may not be true, but assuming it is true. Now look at that person. He knows that he's been killed and he's dying. He must be having anger against the thing. But still he says, donate my eyes.
Wow.
This is the type of people we must have in this country. who think in terms of not only themselves and their family, provide for them as a first choice, then think in terms of somebody else. That should not be an example for anybody around this thing. But you get opportunity any number of days. An old man walking, he drops a packet, he's not able to pick it up. You are there next to him. He is bending. Can you not lift it and give it? But will you do it? People can't cross the road. People are waiting there, waiting, asking the traffic to stop. Couldn't you not help him? Humanism is something, it comes from the smallest of the small things, but makes that man very happy. And you also should feel very happy that you did that.
Wow.
That should be the attitude of life. You are part of another human being's life. So long as it is not taking away from your children and giving it to somebody, which is there left to him. But I wouldn't I'll think of my children, I don't have any child. Think of keeping them happy first and all, then give it away. I also, with another crore of rupees which I had, I could have kept it in the bank. Even if I get 7% interest, it's about 7 lakhs a year.
Wow, yeah, it is.
No. My wife said, it's not a bribe. Why didn't you take it? I said, look here. That's not the criteria. Question is, I am in a public office. Somebody may think it's a bribe.
Correct.
I don't want even the remotest of the person to think it's so.
Wow.
You have to think in terms of not only being honest, but people should call you honest.
Indeed, sir. So this, I have no words, to even comprehend how deep this is actually impacting me right now.
Because you didn't work in the Lokayukta.
I didn't, and I don't know how I could, contribute, being part of a system which is more of a corporate culture-ish, which focuses on targets, take your salary, go home, have a work-life balance, and be happy. Take a trip abroad, and that's your life. Probably buy a flat on loan, probably get a good car, and that's how the system has given us a way of life.
You're perfectly right to that extent. But if you had something more than what it required, your house, purchasing your house, buying a car, a good education for your children, with all that, if something is, even lift 100 rupees or something, if you can give it to somebody who's in need of that, just see the feelings you get.
That's fair, sir. I mean, that kind of a donation is fair enough. But as a system, what I mean to ask...
Yeah, everybody is... I'm not saying when you can't afford it, give it out of your capital. No. First, your family. Keep them happy. With all that, if something is left, think of it. I mean, forget the money part of it, yeah. Just helping a person itself is an act of God.
It's act of God. So this, this culture, when I was growing up, probably my father was an engineer, so he wanted me to be an engineer. Somebody's parents are in medical field, they're doctors, and they want their children to be secure, and they want to take up medical seats. And probably, the root cause starts in there, because you know how the medical system works. Very limited seats, lakhs of people to apply. UPSC is another civil, body which probably has limited seats. They choose the best of it. So education system, you look at government schools, badly managed, government hospitals, badly managed. What is happening here is somebody if somebody falls sick in my family, government hospital is the last resort.
Yeah.
I look at it from the private perspective. I don't know whether the person is good, ethical or not. I just know I go to ABC hospital. They're considered to be good. I don't know if the person who's probably taking care of my family member is just honest, or is he just doing it to pay? Those crores of rupees that probably he paid for admission. Yeah, to recover that. Yeah. So if you had got back 25, 30 years of your life, sir, probably if God would have come down today and said that, listen, Santosh, you've done a great job. I give you 40 years back of your life. Now you're a 35, 40-year-old man again. How would you stand and make this country a better place to live, sir? What would you do?
Same thing if I have even now and just in today also. If I have anything more than what I genuinely no need for it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I am prepared to give it to people. And I think how much money, over 1.5 crore I have given it in this thing, which is given to me as a, let's say, not part of my salary or anything, but my salary is good enough for me and my wife to live in comfort with the thing, I live with it. And where opportunity was there, I didn't take it. I could have taken it from the people whom I charge sheeted and whom against whom I investigated and everything, But let anybody say that I have taken it from them.
And that was a peak of your time.
Yeah,
and you had three chief ministers who were standing against you, and you had that that courage to say no to whatever temptations that they were offering you, and you took up the path of the righteousness. Would you like to share an incident or an event where somebody would have kept a gun on your head and threatened you?
No, threatened me. They have influenced me. That has never worked with me and all. For example, I'll give you one example of the medical profession. One day a person came. Her husband and wife came, brought a 6 months old child.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "What's wrong?"
6-month-old child?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's wrong? So this child has got no anal thing. So it eats through the mouth, defecates through the mouth.
So
the local doctor said not to worry. Pediatric surgeon can help you to have it. All he has to do is remove the thing that is covering the anus. The thing that has to be done very carefully because it shouldn't touch the nerves or something like that. So,
that's so painful.
So they took the child to a government medical college hospital.
Mm-hmm.
There, the pediatric surgeon demanded so much money they couldn't afford it. Then what money he gave, they gave to the doctor what they had. He said, "For this, I'll make a hole near the rib cage. From there, the fecal matters will go out, and the child has to wear a bag throughout life." So, in this background, they brought the child to me. And we took the child to Manipal Hospital, private hospital, and then there was only one Manipal Hospital in the old airport road, where I was getting treated, and they are from my village also, my township. I begged of them to help the child and all. They agreed, they did it. Today, that girl is 17-year-old girl.
Wow.
No difficulty, no bag, no nothing whatsoever.
Living normal life.
Yeah, normal life. Who would have married her? I don't know. He's yet to get married. But look at that. And why should we go out of the way? We could have sent it to another government hospital. They might have done something wrong out of vengeance, the thing. So I'm so happy. They brought the child for her 16th birthday to my flat.
How nice.
How happy you feel. And to go to the extreme to show what sort of a people are in power, again in a hospital matter, one day a person came to me, "Sir, my wife has delivered a girl child." I said, "What's wrong with that?" "No, sir, there's a scheme of the government of Karnataka which says a child born to a poor parent is entitled for some monetary benefit, but it should be born in a government hospital." His wife, a pregnant lady, walked 7 kilometers from her village with an accompanying person and came to the hospital and asked for a bed and gave what little money she had. She said, "No, this is not enough. Bring me so much money." That she didn't have it, so she sent the accompanying person back to the village to get some money. Before the money could come, they said, "Until the money comes, you sit outside." So she crossed the road and sat in the bus stop. Before money could come, she delivered the child in the bus stop.
That is happening outside the government hospital.
Opposite to the government hospital.
That's so sick.
Now, the fact that he was a poor family, the child was from a poor family, was not disputed, but there is a proof required, which is a government hospital, birth in government hospital. Then I said, "Look, there is evidence to show that the lady had come to the hospital and asked for a bed and all, she not given, and she has delivered the child outside the government hospital. There is a legal principle called vicarious liability. Master is responsible for the servant's mistakes. So now your servants have done this because of which they delivered the child outside the hospital. Therefore, you are liable to pay." And the government paid. We could do that if you are honest.
Wow.
If you don't want to please the government by dismissing the case.
Wow.
I like that. How many I can see we keep the entire evening busy with you with all this type of.
No, I'm sure the audience and the viewers across the world would never be tired because these stories I mean these are unheard of, sir. For us, it's more of a.
Okay, and I'll give you one more instance.
Yes, please.
A lady over 80, 85 came to my office. Said, sir, I have no income. I have one son working in Mumbai. He sends me 250 rupees. The postman wants 10% of that. Now 10% is 25 rupees. Now a postman did not come within my jurisdiction. So I asked the person who was competent enough to. He said he can't do it. He's no staff and everything. So our police went and spoke to him and all. It's not a very legitimate thing and all. But they agreed to this thing. Now, what to do with otherwise? Otherwise, I should have said, no, you go to a court, you go to another officer and thing. So we went to that extent also to help people. And she was so happy that she could get that 25 rupees removed and the entire 250 to be like that. How many people I used to have people visiting right up to 5 o'clock in the evening? And some of them you couldn't do that and all. Some of them are not entitled also, the thing. But those people who could be helped, we have helped so many times.
Wow.
And it gives us good night's sleep. You see, according to me, illegally earned wealth will not give you sleep. We will be worried when the enforcement department will raid, when the income tax will raid, when the robbers will come, when the children with so much of cash lying in the house will go bad. See, all this will be worried. Whereas you depend on legitimate money, good night's sleep you get. That is my life. I keep telling him, look here, however much you make illegally, there is another person who has at least 1 rupee more than you. So you want to again start doing it. This is a creator of the creation of the creator himself. He has created various levels. It is your destiny to go to this level only.
Yes.
So you understand it's not your lack of work or this thing. It's just that you are destined to have only this much. Be happy with that. Nothing. I got only million. He's got trillion. He's got so that's what is more important in us. Keep the heart, be happy with what you legitimately earn. I think life will be very, very interesting. And it has helped me.
Indeed, sir. This is how I think majority of us have been who are trying to earn their livelihood with the most sincerity, legitimately being stuck to their salary, spending that money whatever they're earning, and of course we have seen our father. I mean, of course the time was they could take care of 3, 4, 5, 7 kids.
Yeah, rupees and today inflation is such, rupee has no value.
Yeah, and unfortunately the generation that I'm living in and my peers, my friends, my society, my network of people, they are the credit card generation. They are all living on loans. They are enjoying today and paying for years, for the luxuries. Probably would have diminished the value of that house or the car over a period. So that is unfortunately also what has gripped us. Before we could, we're just almost coming to an end of the session. I would like to ask. I mean, I always had this question, sir. During your era, you had people in politics as well educated, well learned, both religiously. They understood geopolitics, they understood geography, they understood economics. People like Mahatma Gandhi, people like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, people like Lokmanya Tilak. You would have, these people were their standing, created a structured, motivated people and stood by their grounds, and that's how probably it took years for them to get the freedom that we are enjoying today. And as you see, in about 75 years or more, the people who are in power, for them education is secondary, for them moral values are secondary, for them country becomes secondary or even tertiary. If we as educated middle class citizens want to get into law, we fear the threat of life, threat of family being affected, and all these situations. How will the next generation look at politics if this is the scenario?
That's why I started by saying those who can afford the government anything and all, they should come to politics. Because they have parents and others have left them enough the thing, There, then you are not dependent upon the government money. You are not dependent upon the bribery, income and other things, You come to serve. The first thing you should remember is you take any one of the three pillars of the constitution, like the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary.
Yes, sir.
It is there created to serve the people and
Of the
not
country.
serve yourself. For doing this job, you are paid salary. So you should be happy with that. You know how much you will be earning in the beginning of your career, in the middle of the career, end of the career, and you accepted that job and all. So keep yourself happy with what you legitimately get and discharge the duties of your office. Very unfortunately today, neither of the three pillars are honest.
Unfortunately.
Could it be legislature,
the judiciary,
could you say executive or
the
judiciary?
judiciary.
And of course, common life thing also. They want to make money. That's not the way. That's why it is today. You spoke about Mahatma Gandhi, Tilak and Ambedkar. Yes, they laid down certain philosophical principles.
Yes.
No, we want principles of how to make money and be happy. Legitimately make money and be happy with that money which you have earned. Not aspiring for more. That nobody has taught this country. That is there in every religion, every religious guru is supposed to teach you this and all the things.
Yes.
But unfortunately, it's not prevailing at all. The thing. Everybody is looking after another rich person, and I want to become like that. The parent also wants the same thing. He says, he tells his son, look here, look at that boy. He's got a scooter. You don't even have a cycle. He doesn't know how he bought that scooter.
Correct.
By stealing for whose money. Whereas this boy is doing his best at the possible with the what money available to his development to the thing and all. So, and another big shortcoming today is there is neither any teaching at home nor in the school in regard to values.
Values. That system is pretty hard.
When I was young, my parents told me the do's and don'ts of life. If I made a mistake, I was corporally punished for making that mistake. And they were the examples for me to go follow. I didn't require any outside examples, But today it's not like that. The parents are busy making money. They don't have the time for children. They give an iPhone to the children, and the iPhone children, there is no values whatsoever and all. And you look after yourself with that your office business and other things and all. Children learn from the iPhone. Where is the value?
True.
Neither the mother nor the father spends any time with the children now.
Unfortunately.
Very unfortunate with it.
Yes.
Consequently, this is the major problem. You go to school, there's no moral science subject. They teach you only how to make money. So these are the two things which is a major problem. One is at home, no values, nor there is values which is inculcated on the children to
in the education
ultimately
system.
The world is running a race for making money.
Unfortunately, it is. Before we could close, sir, if I have to ask you if there is a place in the different countries where India is a beautiful country, diversified, different languages, and if there's one system that you would like to adopt from the world, the way every country works, what is it that India should adapt?
Should follow Scandinavian countries.
Scandinavian countries.
The four countries: Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Finland.
Okay.
They are in top of the list of honest countries in the world.
Wow.
1 to 4 is the countries now.
Okay.
Of course, it's a small country. Each one of them are a small country. And they have been able to maintain governance in such a manner that every citizen, most of the citizens follow the thing. The corruption level is there, but very small level and all. So we can follow the lessons from them is the best thing to do. But then I think, with our religions, whichever the religion it is and all, we have enough to learn from there. and be happy with that itself. We don't have to go to Scandinavia also. But if you want to know the people, that the whole world is like that, no, whole world is not like that. Scandinavia has been top of the list of honest countries for decades together, and that's a well-known factor. The thing. Of course, their population is not high. We can manage with this population also, provided we follow our gurus and we follow. I mean, there may be gurus also wanting to come to politics and all, but there are ways and means we can learn and be honest.
Yes, absolutely, sir. I can't, actually thank my stars for having been got the opportunity to learn so much from you in this 1 hour. I'm sure the viewers, people who are watching us, would have definitely gained a lot of insights, a lot of lessons, a lot of values. Probably parents who are watching this, and even parents to be. This is the time where you can take lessons from people like Justice Santosh Hegde sir and make your family, your city, your country proud of what we are born to be. So thank you so much, sir, for taking time out. And I think, or just to see if we have some questions online.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've also got our guests who have come all the way to watch us live. And if they have some questions, with your permission, can I take a few questions?
No difficulty.
Thank you so much. Again, we really wish that each one of you would have taken down notes, taken measures to watch the wisdom that Justice Santosh Hegde sir has shared with us. It's remarkable, and I'm open to questions. People on the house, most welcome to ask us questions, or if there are any questions online, let us know. Fantastic, sir.
It's a bit too late. I think we should have told them in the beginning.
Probably yes, if there are people up there. But nevertheless, sir, thank you so much once again for your time. It's been a pleasure, and we wish you great health, and we wish more Santosh Hegdes are coming in this country and making the world a better place to say.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate, sir. Thank you.